You are now listening to the Wolf Sports Network live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now on Odyssey Station.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, this is Sports Pack.
The only place you need to go for West Georgia sports.
Interviews with all your favorite UWG athletes and so much more.
Keeping you up to date with the NFL, NBA, MLB, and everything in between. If you want it, we got it.
I mean, plain and simple, the worst decision Kalen DeBoer has ever made is taking the head coaching position at Alabama.
I wholeheartedly believe that behind Sean Payton and a second-year Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs and be the AFC West champions.
We're also giving you a platform to have your voice heard with our all-new live call-in segment.
So where else would you want to go? We've got all you need and more right here on Sports Pack. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic Thursday edition of Sports Pack. As always, I'm your host, Richard Reed, joined by Ryan Kroger.
What's up?
Keyshawn Ward.
Here we go.
And today for a very special episode promoting this weekend's UWG Legends Invitational Track Meet. Fan of the program here at Wolf Sports Network, Ricky Griffin. How you feeling today, Rick?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Glad to be here.
Glad to have you back. It's been a long time. Last time we had you in was what? At the end of last semester for the interview that we you and V came in here and did, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
How's the season been going since then?
The season's been great, honestly. I've actually done the best I could have done recently. I know I've PR'd at least 5 times indoors. So.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. So, see, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about Ricky with track and field. He's also going to stay on to talk about a little bit of March Madness with us as we preview. So, look, I'm already thinking about this weekend. My bad. Look, it's going to be a long week. It's been a long couple weeks. But, look, I'll get there a little bit later. As we preview the men's and women's Final Four as well. Got a lot to talk about. Falcons just unveiled new jerseys. MLB is continuing to roll on. The Hawks are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. We got a whole lot to talk about and never enough time to do it. But before we get started, I must remind you that Wolf Radio is proud to present Wolfstock 2026. Come enjoy live music, food, games, and more on Thursday, April 9th. That's next Thursday, y'all, from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom. You don't want to miss out on the biggest concert event of the year here at UWG. Wolfstock 2026 is brought to you by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. In a recent survey, almost 53% of full-time college students ages 18 to 22 drank alcohol in the past month. That is why Dream City Brewing Company has joined forces with Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network Drink Responsibly campaign to remind you that there is no drinking under the age of 21, to never drink and drive, even if it's only one drink, and to add food and water when you drink so you don't end up texting your ex. Trust me when I say nothing good ever comes from that. Meaning, know your limits. Now, Ryan, how about them Wolves?
Long is wide and rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it. And it is caught for a touchdown.
We are one. Go Wolves.
Now, I know I said a minute ago we're going to spend a lot of time today talking about this incredible track and field meet coming up this weekend. And we are. I wasn't lying. But there are other sports going on in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia as well. And I must mention that our baseball team, they've still been playing games. How those games been going, I can't really say. But this past Tuesday, we had a home game against Samford University, and they called it after 7 innings with our Wolves losing 16-1. Now, Ryan, I don't want to give too much time on this because we do have a lot to talk about in the track and field space, but walk us through a little bit of what went wrong in that game on Tuesday.
Yeah, I was actually doing play-by-play for that game, and let me tell you, it's one of the hardest games to broadcast I've ever had to do. The pitching was terrible. Yeah. I mean, by far terrible. Every 5 pitches, bomb. Every 5 pitches, base hit. Every 5 pitches, double, triple. Running a score, 16-1. Even though these innings, they were just long innings for the Bulldogs. So it was terrible. The bats didn't even wake up. It was not a good showing.
So when you have that kind of performance, and then looking forward to this weekend, we have an ASUN conference series starting off today at 6 p.m. After the show ends at 7, we're going to kick you right over to Coalfield where we're doing a live play-by-play broadcast of that game so you can be tapped in. Just stay locked in right here on Wolf Sports Network. But Ryan, when you're coming off of a bad outing like that on Tuesday, How do you rally the guys to respond with this quick of a turnaround in the conference play?
Well, listen, this team, they've had ups, they've had downs. They almost beat Auburn. They have the capability to beat these teams. It's just what team shows up on that day. That's basically what it comes down to. So if you can remember on the days that you had really good days, how good you can actually be in the past, I mean, once again, almost beat Auburn, then that's how you rally your guys. You know, you're like, hey, wake up, it's time to go. Right. And there we go.
Yeah, I guess it's a simple way to put it. Like I said, we have a 3-game series this weekend starting right now at 6 p.m. versus Florida Gulf Coast University. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. and Game 3 will be Saturday bright and early at 11 a.m. Now, once again, before we get over to track and field, we also have our softball team in action this weekend as well, starting off tomorrow with a doubleheader versus Stetson University. The first game is at 3 p.m., the second being at 5:30. Then the third game of that series, also bright and early at Saturday a.m. versus Stetson University. But now for the real reason that we're here right now. Ricky, you mentioned a second ago that you've PR'd about 5 times, so it sounds like the outdoor season has started off phenomenally for you and the guys.
So I know that was mainly indoor.
Okay.
I got a lot of PRs in, but I know we just came from Georgia Tech, I think, last weekend. And that was really my breakout one. I know it's my opener and everything, but I really did really well.
What events did you compete in last week?
I did triple jump, long jump, and 400. Now, my 400, nah.
It's not the one.
The 400, what a lot of people won't tell you, when you go into outdoor, it's like, oh, no. Like, it's a whole different thing. I know we talked about that last time I was here.
Yeah.
How indoor and outdoor, like how some people like indoor better and some people like outdoor. I feel like I'm a lot better when it comes to just indoor, just a little bit. When it comes to running,
Yeah.
When it comes to outdoor, I'm better jumping.
What's the difference?
So you're on the 200 track indoor. So it's still a full oval, but it's only 200 meters instead of 400.
Got you.
So if you have to run the 400, you have to run it twice. Yeah.
Got you.
Makes
That
sense.
sounds rough.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it's banked too, so it's
Man, I get gas just coming from the Oaks to here, man. Come on.
yeah, man.
So when preparing for a big meet like the one that's coming, pause. When preparing for a big event like the one coming up tomorrow and Saturday, what goes into that preparation? Like, are you eating different leading up to it? Like, what do you have to do in order to execute at the highest level?
So the biggest thing what any athlete will probably tell you is you do the same thing that you always do for any track meet. I know this one's at home, so of course you want to perform your best. But I know for me, I'm doing the same things I normally do. I like mentally prepare myself and like try to block out any outside noise or anyone who tries to say anything to me. I just kind of block it out and just go about my day.
All right, keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, always, man.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I do want to ask you a question. Give me
What's up, man?
the day in the life of a D1 track star.
So I know track is a little different. I know a lot of people, they'll say, oh, you have to get up at 6 in the morning to do this and this and this. But I know for me personally, my day starts around like 9. I have class. I go to class. I have practice right after. Trying to figure out sometime where I could go eat and go like the dining hall or something. And then after that, I'm doing schoolwork. After that, I had weights. So, I mean, it's a pretty generic,
simple day.
generic day, you know. And then I know sometimes I try to spend time with my friends here and some of my line brothers. So, yeah, that's really it, man.
What does the recovery look like after a track meet?
So the day, like after a track meet, I'm normally in the Normatec or I'm taking some type of Epsom salt bath or ice bath.
That's
because
real.
my legs are cooked, man. Like, it's bad. A lot of people don't tell you, like, the more you do track and, like, the older you get, like, it's real. Fatigue is real.
Makes sense.
I know I'm year 3 now, so I know my knees is kind of catching up to me, man.
Starting to pop a little bit.
Yeah, you know, you kind of get up in the morning, oh, my back, oh, my knees. So, I mean.
So you said after the meet you go into what? You said the Normatec?
Yeah.
Now,
So,
look, I've been out of sports for a little minute now. Walk me through what that is.
So essentially, it's a boot, like a compression boot, and you kind of have your legs in there for like 15, 30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
I know normally after a meet, I do 45 minutes, and it brings back blood flow to your legs. So,
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
it's-
So like
hey,
super icy hot, basically.
basically,
Super duper icy hot.
I mean, yeah, it's great. I love it. You can ask our athletic trainers. I'm like, hey, can I get a normal tech? They're like, yes, Ricky. Yes, you can.
Hey, man, hey. Back in my day, I used to have to go get the ice bags, put it in the tub, and then just sit there.
After
Man,
those
we didn't
long
have no
baseball
normal-
times.
That's from high school days for sure.
I'm about to say,
High school, you just had to get it out the mud. You know how it is, man.
Yeah, high
You
school
really
is-
got
The
to
metal tub, the small metal tubs.
I
You
know
had
exactly
to
what
sit
you're
in.
talking about.
Boy,
So-
it'd be cold in there, man.
Man,
That
that's
metal's
different.
bad.
Like I said, I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. I just stretch it for about 5-10 minutes before I go to the gym and call it a day. Like that's just all.
Shout
it
out
is.
Locust Grove, man. Shout out Locust Grove.
Shout out Locust Grove. So we've talked a lot about you in this segment, but I do want to talk about a few of the other athletes competing as well. Who are a few names fans should watch out for in the events coming up this Friday and Saturday?
So I'll start off on the men's side. I know Matthew Strickland. That's
Shout out Matt.
Matt. He's actually gonna be his first one back. So I'm glad that he's back. He's coming for vengeance. I know he didn't do what he wanted to do indoor conference, so I know he's on a mission. Trey Campbell also, he runs the 200 and the 400 also.
Okay.
I know he didn't do what he wanted to do, and he's kind of getting his feet back with also. So there's a lot of names, honestly. I know on the jump side, God's favor and Marcus, I know there are two best jumpers right now, and
Gotcha.
I know I want them to go 50 feet in triple jump, and I feel like they can, honestly.
50
yeah.
feet.
I mean, yeah, I feel like they have it. They can do that, man.
Right.
And for the women's side, I know Drew Green. She's one of our best throwers we have here, and Day Atkins too. She's very talented. I know they have SEC talent.
Wow.
And I feel like if they had more time, I know Day, she's only a sophomore, so
Okay.
she has SEC capabilities for sure.
That's incredible.
So yeah.
Saying somebody that has SEC talent here at the University of West Georgia, that's really high
insane.
praise.
Yeah, man.
Now, you've given a lot of names for West Georgia fans to kind of keep an eye on for tomorrow. But when it comes to actually pulling up and showing support on Friday and Saturday, what should the fans bring and, like, where should they set up at? Because a lot of people are kind of complaining because they say it's really nowhere to sit, but there are definitely ways around it.
So I know this year they have benches here.
Okay, see, there it is.
I mean, they have benches for you to come and sit. I know some people, if you want to go back into your old days, you get your own chair and everything, you can bring that too. But it's going to be a fun day for sure. I'm excited. I'm ready to see everyone come out here and come support us because I know we only have one meet here. So
Exactly.
We're normally in Kentucky or Florida or somewhere else. So I'm finally happy that people can come back. Like I said, this is my first one back since my freshman year. So I'm excited.
It's going to be incredible. We should all be excited because, like you said, this is the one time you get to see your UWG track and field team compete in person right here in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia. So if you're in the area, or even if you're not, find a way to get here either Friday or Saturday and show our guys and girls some support as they go out here and compete on the highest level. Because like you said, there is talent scattered throughout this track and field roster and plenty of people to keep an eye on. That is the UWG Legends Invitational Track Meet this Friday, April 3rd, and Saturday, April 4th. Track meets pretty much all day. So just show up at some point in the afternoon on Friday and Saturday, and you're going to be able to see some top-of-the-line competition. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. That is thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Now, don't go anywhere, because when we return, we're going to let you know everything you need to know about all the teams competing in the Final Four this upcoming weekend. Stay tuned. This is Sports Pack on Wolf Sports Network.
Wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Wii Sports? Let's try something. Let me tell you all about this show on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all of college football, basketball, and baseball. Mondays from 9 to 10 p.m. The Playbook on Wolf Sports Network.
What's up? This is Parker Andell, and I'm the newest voice of Sports Out of Pocket. Step into Lucky Season 7, where the odds are in our favor. Crazy insights, hidden stories, and conversations that will pay off every single time. With a fresh season and a fresh voice, Lucky Sevens is here. Tune in to Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
Yeah, you! Do you like talking about sports?
Yeah?
Well, then we have an opportunity for you. You can be a part of Wolf Sports Network today through our Wolves in Training program.
This semester-long course will teach you everything you need to know about college radio.
You can gain experience and be live on air by next semester.
So join today by visiting wolfsportsnetwork.com. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
The Playbook is your home for West Georgia sports this spring. From University Stadium,
And we saw a very well put together offense that was trailing and going into the half, and then comes out in the third quarter and puts themselves up.
to the Coliseum,
We're finishing well at the rim, being aggressive, being physical. A lot of guys are touching the rock. It's been a great start for the Wolves.
and Cole Field.
I hope West Georgia wins. I'm going to be rooting for West Georgia tomorrow.
The Playbook, live every Monday from 9 to 10 p.m.
April 9th, 2026. Wolfstock, the event of the year. Bring your friends and family out for fun games, prizes, and most importantly, good music from local artists. But why trust me? Because my name is Bliss, and I'll be performing at Wolfstock 2026, and I hope to see you there. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Loud, intense, and unpredictable. This is college basketball. Are you ready?
Man, the March Madness tournaments have not disappointed
At all.
Welcome back to Sports Back. Earlier in the show, we went through all the West Georgia stuff, talked about baseball, softball. Ricky Griffin is still with us on the show. We talked a lot about this upcoming UWG track and field event this weekend. But now it's time to get down to business, because the March Madness tournament is wrapping up, and tomorrow night we have the Final Four games beginning. Starting off with the women's Final Four, arguably the biggest game of the women's college basketball season this year. 1 seed South Carolina, 35-3 overall, taking on the overall 1 seed, the 38-0 UConn Huskies. Keyshawn, we didn't hear from you much last segment, so I want to start with you. And looking at this matchup, which way do you lean? Because a lot of people think it's a coin toss.
I don't think it is. I like UConn all the way. They're undefeated, 38-0, riding a 50-plus game win streak. They're the best team we've seen all season. I think that it doesn't change against this matchup against USC. I think they're, Don Staley over there, very talented team, great culture, well-coached team, very balanced, have the players, ability to bring home the championship, but I don't think they get it done this year, not against this UConn team. They've been riding high. They're the best team we've seen all year. They've been dominating in the women's and men's. 38-0, I think they get it done.
It's Don Staley, though. These South Carolina teams are here every single year, dominating everybody that they go against. And I know this is UConn, and Gino has his girls ready every year. But, Ricky, I don't know how I feel about that pick, man.
Like I said, I feel like it's a coin toss. I'm going to always be Team Don Staley. And the only reason why, like you said, she's here every single year. I know Gino, he's at UConn, they always had a great program. I know sometimes they haven't produced the way they're supposed to, but I do feel like USC is going to bring it home.
Look, this team leads in points allowed, field goal percentage, and defensive forced turnovers. Just saying, that defense is elite.
Let me say this. UConn is raw. That's all I'm going to say. They good. They really good.
I thought you meant raw, like they had a lot of talent, but they haven't put it together.
No.
I was about to say 38-0 is not raw.
I ain't gonna lie, 38-0.
I didn't really know what Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Let me restart that. This UConn team, they can shoot. Let's just put it that way. It don't matter how good your defense is. It don't matter. You can have a hand in their face, and they're going to make that shot one way or another, if it's a field goal or if it's a three-point. And that's why I think they're going to come out on top, because, once again, it don't matter how good your defense is. I know South Carolina has phenomenal defense, but UConn can shoot, and at the end of the day, they got defense. They can shoot. They're going to win this game.
I mean that's a great way to simplify it. It's just really a toss-up for me. I feel like every year it comes down to these two teams, Don Staley in South Carolina, Gino and UConn. He's been doing it my entire life. Don Staley has been dominating this generation. But this UConn team is something else, man. Sarah Strong, AP Player of the Year. Ozzie Fudd, we all know she is. She is a beast. I mean, those two running this team, they have been incredible. 38-0 is 38-0. And they have just outright destroyed every team to come in front of them. South Carolina is going to battle. but I do not think this South Carolina team is quite as good as the ones we've seen in years past. I love this UConn team. I think they go 40-0 and win the whole thing. Now, on the other side of the bracket, have another game, another team from the SEC, another 1 seed. It's all 4 1 seeds in the women's Final Four, if you didn't know. 35-3 Texas Longhorns squaring off against the 35-1 UCLA Bruins representing the Big Ten. Ryan, I want to start with you first. Who you like in this one, Texas or UCLA?
You know, both really high-quality programs. They come from a lot of past as far as it goes. I like UCLA personally. They've been able to take control of this tournament, at least in the games that they've played, winning by big margins. You know, it got a little closer there towards the end, but you know, it shows that they're able to compete and really get through it. So I like UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA's, they've been high. They've been on a winning streak since November. Their only loss season has came against this Texas team. So they're looking to get a revenge.
It's hard
in
to beat
that
the same
matchup.
team twice.
Yeah,
It's hard to beat the same team twice.
I believe they get it done in this Final Four matchup here. I think they beat Texas going and playing the national championship. Give me UCLA.
Ricky?
I say give me UCLA. They pretty much said everything I was going to say. I feel like high quality team and they're going to get it done.
It's really hard to pick this game because, like you said, we've watched Texas beat them earlier in the season. Texas won that game 76-65. It was an extremely entertaining game, but Texas beat them in the same way they beat everyone else this season, with suffocating defense. But even then, UCLA shoots 51% from the field this entire season. Even in that game against Texas, they still shot 47%. They still played their game. Texas, I don't know because Texas
gotta pick someone.
Texas didn't win the rebound battle in that game either. It's really a toss up for me. This game is very interesting. Did everybody else pick UCLA?
We did.
That means
okay, so I'm going against the grain here.
Okay,
because my gut is telling me UCLA since Texas already beat them once. UCLA's been red hot since then. But since everybody else has picked UCLA, I'm going to roll with Texas just to be the odd man out here. But honestly, I think this game's a toss-up. I think both of these games in the women's Final Four are going to be incredible. They're all going to be must-watch, and they start tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with UConn and South Carolina. Do not miss it. These Final Four games are going to be incredible. Now I want to pivot to the other side of the tournament, the men's tournament. And I'm not going to start off with the matchup between the 2 1 seeds. I'm going to start off with number 3 Illinois, 28-8 overall, going to take on another UConn Huskies team, 2 seed UConn, 33-5 overall. Ryan, I want to start with you here. When you look at this matchup, who do you think has the advantage here?
Well, you look at it statistically wise, Illinois basically leads UConn in about every statistic there is. I mean, UConn has them in assists and blocks and steals, so defensive, offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
But who doesn't like a good underdog story? I know I love a good underdog story, and I love this UConn Huskies team. I've been saying this since the beginning we started talking about college basketball, that I have loved this UConn Huskies team. They're fundamentally sound. They shoot very well. They shoot well from 3. They get it done in the paint. They get rebounds. They get assists. You see they laid in assists, blocks, and steals. They limit the turnover game. So I love this UConn team. I say UConn wins this and wins the national championship, sweeps it in the women's and the men's.
All right, that's a strong take right there, Ryan. That's
take.
very strong. I'm gonna keep that in back burner until championship time comes. But I'm at to agree with him here. I'm gonna go with UConn. They're going for their 3rd title in the last 4 years.
Y'all can't keep agreeing. Y'all can't keep agreeing.
It's just how the dice rolls. I mean,
we just clicking.
This Husky team brings championship experience. They have the most experience here. I think they're a better team than Illinois. I think they get it done here tonight.
I think everyone's going to go back to the game with Duke and UConn, and I feel like personally, for them to keep up with Duke the way that they did, and everyone knows that Duke is such a talented team.
Oh yeah, this Duke team was incredible.
Being able to even have that type of shot that he made was crazy, but I feel like UConn's gonna get it done.
Yeah, that was a crazy comeback against Duke right there.
But with that being said, they have to play their best game. They cannot have the little slip-ups that they had against Duke, because that game could have went either way, personally. So, with their perfect game, I'm going to get UConn.
This game is so tricky because this Illinois team, they play very similar to UConn. And, Ryan, you know my tricks. I'm really buying myself more time with all this because I really don't know who I'm about to pick. But they play a very similar style of basketball. They both like to control the pace. They have bigs that aren't afraid to play big. Solo ball has been incredible for UConn at the guard position. I mean, it's been great. But when you look at Illinois, Keaton Wagler has been the star they have been waiting on, because these Illinois teams, over really like the past 4 or 5 years here, keep putting together teams that make the Sweet 16, might break into the Elite 8, but they haven't had the star power to really get over the hump, break into the Final Four of the national championship game. Now they have that with Keaton Wagler, and I really find it difficult to see them coming up short here, because if not this year for Illinois, I'm not sure when it's going to be. Dan Hurley is the best coach in all of men's college basketball for UConn. He has been the Final Four, 3 of the last 4 years, won 2 national championships in a row. His teams are incredible. That comeback win against Duke, like Ricky just alluded to, that game was incredible. And that was really just based off them being well coached. They never stopped playing their game. In the first half, they shot 1 of 18 from three-point range and kept letting them fly. They kept playing their game. So it's so hard to pick against them. And the main reason I'm doing it is because all 3 of y'all pick UConn, so I really have to go against the grain. Okay. But I can make it make sense. I like Illinois in this game. It's going to be a great game. But I think Illinois gets it done. They're an extremely efficient team. They got foreigners all over. It's like 6 different Jokic's on this Illinois team, and they complement Keaton Wagler very well. I like Illinois here, but it's going to be another barn burner. Now let's pivot to the game really the entire nation has been talking about. Number 1 Michigan versus number 1 Arizona. 2 teams that have been in the top 3 of the AP polls since like the second week of the season because how dominant they have been. Both of these teams have been unstoppable forces throughout the entire season. Ricky, I'm going to mix it up this time. I want to start with you here.
All right.
When looking at this game, which team do you think has the advantage, and who do you think is going to win it?
I like Arizona. Michigan is a very talented team, of course. But I feel like under pressure, their point guard, Elliot Cadeau, he does not perform well. In my from what I've seen, what he did at North Carolina, he was not performing well at all. So
that's fair.
I will have to go with Arizona personally. But yeah,
I understand that. For me, it's honestly a toss-up. So given the fact that you went with Arizona, I'm gonna go with Michigan with this one. Look,
it's really one of those games. Though. It's one of those games, though.
Like honestly,
I love this Michigan team the way they've been playing, especially Yaxel Lindenberg. He's been performing.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. Yeah, learned early. He's been averaging like 25 in the last couple of games in the tournament. They've been playing well. Elliot Cadeau, he is a little bit turnover heavy at times, but he's their main rock. He's their main ball handler. He brings the ball up the court. He leads in assists. He's the one that they facilitate around. So between him and Lindenberg, try to get their connection going. I think they get that going. Look, this Arizona team, great Arizona team, one of the most well-balanced teams with Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries. They've been getting it done all 3 levels of the court. Arizona team's great, but I think Michigan gets it done. They've been the hot hand lately, so I'm going to ride it. Pause.
See, I wasn't even going to say I wasn't going to say anything, but we're talking ball. I was going to let you have your moment, but look, you brought attention to it.
It's a toss-up for sure. And, earlier when I was making this video on the Final Four, I said Michigan. But now that I look even farther into it, Arizona beat a really solid Arkansas team 109-88.
Yep, that did.
And then a really solid Purdue team by over 10 points, 79-64. So when you look at, I'm going to say this, when you look at the spread, you can't even look at the spread. You can't even look at the percentage. This Arizona team has outdone everything that the betting odds in any way, shape, or form has even said about this team. I say Arizona takes this against Michigan. Once again, toss-up. It's going to be back and forth, possibly a historic buzzer beater coming up, but give me Arizona.
I'm going to be honest, I think this is the national championship game.
Yeah.
Obviously, the teams on the other side of the bracket are extremely talented. I'm not taking anything away from UConn and Illinois, but these have been the 2 best teams in the nation all year. And the way they beat you, they just suffocate you. You mentioned Arizona's resume, but you didn't make mention to the fact that right before the tournament started, Duke won that game against Michigan. But Michigan also has a good resume as well. And the way they've been dismantling teams is ridiculous. They kill you from the inside. Their paint defense is ridiculous. They have rim protectors up and down their roster that allow for guys like Yaxel Lindenberg and Elliot Cadeau to just sit outside the arc and cook. Like you said, all tournament, Yaxel has averaged 25 points per game. It's extremely difficult to deal with that. When you look at the other side, Arizona, has the pieces to deal with that. I believe Arizona is the deepest team in the country. They can kill you from so many different ways. You really don't know who from Arizona is going to catch fire at what time. Arizona got caught slipping a couple games ago against Purdue. Purdue really started off out on them strong in the first half. Arizona really battled back. I don't think Arizona's going to let that happen again, especially not against a team like Michigan that dominates inside the paint so heavily, because Arizona has a lot of their scoring is inside the paint. And Michigan, like I said, they have a lot of great rim protectors. I'm interested in seeing how that battle goes. I'm stalling if you can't tell. I really don't know which way I'm going to go with this pick. It's really a coin toss. I'm going to take Arizona because I picked them to win the entire thing in my bracket, but I'm really making that at like 50% confidence. I really think this is the most 50-50 game we've seen in the NCAA tournament in the past few years.
Heads or tails at this point.
Yeah, it's really a coin toss. You can really flip a coin to pick this game. I'm going to roll with Arizona because I've been riding with them all season, but I would not be surprised at all if the Michigan Wolverines found a way to get this done. Now, Ricky, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today, bro. It was a lot of fun. Definitely got to have you back. You know, you're a friend of Wolf Sports Network forever. I appreciate you for coming back in. But now we have Orlando Odom about to get in on the action as we transition into the NBA.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Like I said, we're about to get into a little bit of NBA right now. Once again, I want to thank Ricky Griffin for taking the time to join us. At this point, he is a lifelong friend of Wolf Sports Network, came in for an interview last semester, and came in and just talked ball with us right here on the show. So once again, while he's walking up out of here, I just want to remind you all, the UWG Legends Invitational Track Meet is this Friday and Saturday right here in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia. It is your one chance to catch our West Georgia track athletes competing right here in Carrollton. Do not miss out on the opportunity. It is going to be incredible. Orlando Odom, welcome to the show.
Yo, what up,
Mr.
guys?
Better late than never.
Look,
Huh?
he just shows up when he wants to here. He showed up about the intro
last
was playing
two
and he
times,
was-
Not true,
he
guys.
showed up
Not
5
true.
minutes before the show.
Not
Ain't been
true,
doing
not
nothing,
true.
by the way. I ran into him earlier at the dining hall. He was just sitting around, oh, Richard, you're here? And then shows up late for work. But you know what? It's okay.
He here.
We'll leave him alone because his namesake just lost last night to the Atlanta Hawks. The Orlando Magic hosted the hottest team in the NBA, the 44-33 Atlanta Hawks, and got taken down 130 to 101. Orlando, you've been hating on my Hawks for a while now.
They giving built.
Are you still not buying it?
Look, I mean, the Hawks are playing good, but look, I mean, they're gonna get their way out of the play-in, so congrats to them. But
Yes, sir.
they haven't played nobody, guys. The competition is
Just beat the
weak.
Celtics. Just beat the Celtics.
Who
Just beat the
didn't-
Celtics the other
who
day.
Didn't have the anomaly or Jaylen Brown playing, by the way.
You just find a way every time, don't you?
I'm just saying, you got to be real.
A win is a win.
You got to be real. I mean, yeah, a win is a win. You guys are gonna be what, the 6th seed, I guess. 6th seed.
Currently sitting at the
losing
five.
the first round. Oh,
Currently
5.
sitting
We're
at
not
five
getting out
seed.
first round.
Y'all are not getting out the first round.
We're not. We're not. We're
Why
not
not?
getting out the.
Y'all not
No,
getting
when
out
I
the
say
first
we're not getting knocked out the first round.
Oh, there you go.
That's what
I thought you said we were getting out the
I
first
thought you
round.
were saying we were getting out first. We're not.
Y'all
getting,
are.
No, we're not.
Gosh.
This Hawks team is very talented.
This is the hottest team I done. This is the hottest
Y'all are not
Hawks
better.
team I've
Y'all
seen
are
in
not
a
better
long.
than any of the seeds above y'all. Y'all are not better than the Celtics. Y'all are not better than the Knicks.
But guess
Y'all are
what?
not better than the
Better than the Knicks.
Cavs.
The Knicks
Y'all are
been
not better
playing
than the Cavs.
I agree with
The
the
Knicks
Cavs.
have been playing like. Bro, don't even get me started.
guess
Knicks
what?
come playoffs time is a way different team than the regular season. We saw that in the Eastern Conference Finals because they were on the same kind of thing last year. They started off this. They at the end of the season pretty bad, and the next thing you know, they made it to the conference finals.
Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not picking this Hawks team to win the whole thing. I mean, I know I'm being realistic here, but I'm still very impressed by what Quinn Snyder has been able to do with this roster. Trading Trae Young, a lot of people did not know how to feel about it, but he got a lot of complementary pieces. Nickeil Alexander-Walker just dropped 32 points against the Orlando Magic. He has been a very solid piece for this Hawks team. Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and Neko Kongwu. All these guys are fitting together as one, Jonathan Kuminga off the bench, and really creating something special. So, obviously, this season is going to be what this season is. We've made our way out of the play-in, probably going to end around the 5 seed in the East because, honestly, I'm with you, Orlando. I don't think we're better than those 4 teams in front of us. But looking forward, the Hawks pretty much have a locked-in top 5 pick in this year's draft. A draft that is littered with talent. People are always talking about how this is one of the more talented draft classes we've seen in quite some time. Because a lot of people think you really can't go wrong with the top 7, 8 guys in this class. So if the Hawks hit on this draft pick, and add that player to this roster that is already playing great in the East, in the future, this could be a great team that really starts competing for the Eastern Conference Finals and a place in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the Hawks at this point, it's only up from here.
Yeah.
I know that it's hard for me to say that because I've seen the Hawks just be so mediocre the last couple of years. I mean, they made the playoffs, I forget, was it like 3-4 years ago?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we've been so mid for the past few years. They all
made the playoffs. But I think it's only up from here. You just said it. They have basically a locked-in top 5 draft pick, which is a very, very talented draft, and they're riding the hot hand right now. And once they add some more pieces, I think getting rid of Trae Young was the best thing that has ever happened to the Hawks. I think he was just weighing them down, just not allowing, like suffocating this Atlanta Hawks team.
It was just time for change.
It was time for change, and that's exactly what they did. And look what happens. They're on a huge win streak, just beat Boston, just beat Orlando. 2-game series against Cleveland coming up. I hope they lose. But, it's only up from here with the Atlanta Hawks team. I think if they can really do good in this draft, I think good things are going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with what this team has produced with the kind of roster that they've been dealt with. Like I said, no real star players, no big egos. They've, a bunch of role players coming together, really gelling that chemistry together and really playing ball. So I'm really impressed with this team. Like you said, they locked in a early draft pick. Hopefully, we could go out and get somebody like Acuff maybe. Or
how good would Acuff look in these colors?
I would love some Acuff, man.
Come on,
man. One of the best freshmen we've seen this past season or this current season in college basketball was SEC Player of the Year. He's been balling, could get it done. All 3 levels of the court and could play defense. I would love for Acuff to come down to Atlanta. I think that would really push us further than where we already are. Him with Jalen Johnson, that duo would be nasty.
Don't even get me dreaming about it,
bro. Think about it,
dude. You don't want to know the things I would do if Jalen.
Oh, right.
It would get wicked fast. Because honestly, you just start dreaming of the possibilities. Like I said, what Stephen A. say, don't even get me salivating. Don't even get me thinking about it. Stephen A. Smith said that. That was a direct quote. But I do want to pivot. Slight baby pivot because we're running out of time in this segment. We got a little carried away talking about the Final Four. I want to go back to a conversation that we had on Monday. When talking about what teams in the Western Conference could realistically test the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think I agree with the rest of the table here, especially Orlando. This San Antonio Spurs team is for real. And last night's outing against the Golden State Warriors, where the Spurs won 127-113. Victor Wembanyama, the future face of the NBA, probably the most talented player in the NBA. He is a 7'5" guard. He is ridiculous to watch. Shot 16 for 22 from the field and had 41 points, 18 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Orlando, Victor Wembanyama is ridiculous.
100%. I mean, he's the youngest player to drop 40 and 15 rebounds in back-to-back games. I mean, he's ridiculous. But I told you guys that. Every time I come on this show. I mean, he's ridiculous. But I think now y'all are really starting to really realize how great he is. I mean, the Spurs are 15-0 their last 15 games when he's playing. I mean, they're hot right now. OKC is going to be their biggest challenge come playoff times. But, I mean, I know the lack of experience is kind of the question for the Spurs. But, look.
And I'm be honest, when people talk about the lack of experience, because yes, this is a very young team, you have to think about it from this way. You gain experience from being good and being in those situations. Eventually, this team is going to have that experience. Right now, they do not. But I don't think a lack of experience should be a knock on this squad. Because when it comes down to it and everyone starts competing at the highest level, real competitors respond, and this is when you gain that experience. We saw that with the Thunder last year when they just won the whole thing as one of the youngest teams in the NBA, Ryan.
Yeah, and I just want to say this about the San Antonio Spurs, too, is that they're on a 10-game win streak. I mean, they've played some mediocre teams, like Golden State. They're without a bunch of their stars. But it takes one thing to win a game. It takes another thing to win 10 in a row. And to do what they've done this whole season, I mean, beating Philadelphia, beating Detroit, beating Boston, beating all these other guys, and doing it pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Convincingly and efficiently. This San Antonio Spurs team is really dangerous, especially when it's coming to playoff time, because they're going to see these guys again in the playoffs, and I believe they're going to have their number.
Look, if Wet Bananas can stay healthy for the rest of the season.
Wet Bananas?
Brother watching too much Flight.
No, this, he's insane. He's the alien that we all thought he would be. 41 points in back-to-back games. He's led this Spurs team to the number 2 seed, just behind the OKC Thunder. I mean, the Thunder and the Lakers, they making a strong push as who could take home that top seed from the West. So it's gonna be pretty interesting as we see this the NBA regular season close out. But I'm excited to see what has to come.
Richard, do you think if I was 7-1, I'd be good at basketball?
No, Ryan, not at all. But staying in the Western Conference, looking forward to tonight's game at 9:30. The LA Lakers will be on the road taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, another team in the Lakers that has been surging as of lately, currently the 3 seed in the West, and really beginning to look like a threat because Luka Doncic has been playing out of his mind, and Austin Reeves and LeBron James have been following suit. So if you really want to lay your eyes on this Western Conference race for yourself, check out tonight's game at 9:30, available on Prime Video. But if you want the ultimate concert experience, make sure you are at Wolfstock 2026 next Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom. It is going to be a fun night filled with food, games, and outstanding live music. Do not miss out on one of the biggest events on UWG's campus this semester, featuring performances from UWG's own extremely talented artists. Wolfstock 2026 is brought to you by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. Now, we'll be right back, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we're going to talk about the Falcons' new jerseys and another move that just happened in the city of Atlanta to kind of free up some cap space on this Falcons roster. This is Sports Back on Wolf Sports Network.
Get ready to hit the jackpot. Sports Out of Pocket is back for Season 7. The Lucky Seven's final season with me, Jackson Voles. From wild debates to the boldest takes in the game, Jackson is going all in for his final run. 7 seasons, 1 final spin. Don't miss it. Catch Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
WSN, Wolf Sports Network, will have you covered this West Georgia basketball season with Inside the Coliseum, our 30-minute pregame show that will start 1 hour before select home games.
But we saw his ability to make those tough shots. He is a shooter, and he was second in scoring behind Shelton Williams-Dryden.
I think we just need to get everybody the ball as much as possible. I think we need to throw the rock around.
Join us as we cover both the men's and women's basketball seasons from inside the Coliseum.
Hey, do you like what you're listening to? Well, why don't you support our station by checking out our merch store?
Hoodies, shirts, and hats can be purchased on our website powered by Osier Apparel.
You can also DM us on Instagram at Wolf Sports Network if you would like to recommend any more options.
Go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click About to view our merch store. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Binge drinking is consuming 5 or more drinks on one occasion for males and 4 or more for females. However, some college students drink at least twice that amount. That is why Dream City Brewing Company has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign to remind all of our Wolves to stay safe when drinking, to never drink under the age of 21, and to always have a designated driver. And you know what? Throw in some good food while you're at it. Drink responsibly from Wolf Sports Network. In the NFL, only one thing matters: chasing a dynasty. A little bit of calm NFL news. The Atlanta Falcons, in the midst of this big rebrand where we have cleared out the entire front office, brought in a familiar face in Matt Ryan as the new director of football operations, and also cleared out the coaching staff as well, keeping Jeff Ulbrich and a few defensive staff members, but bringing in Kevin Stefanski as the new head man in Atlanta, have just rolled out some new official jerseys. Now I'm going to read directly from the article here on AtlantaFalconsNews.com. The Falcons are reintroducing red back into the closet, with the primary home jerseys returning to the color, with the actual jersey being red, the pants being white, and the socks and socks and shoes both being red. A direct quote from Matt Ryan here: "Red has always meant something different in Atlanta. It's when our best football has been played, where the city has shown its heart, and when I experienced the greatest moments of my career." That is from the right now Atlanta Falcons president, Matt Ryan. The away jerseys are all white with black helmets. Well, there's two different away jerseys, excuse me. There's one where it's all white with black helmets and red numbers. Then another one where it's the same white jersey with red numbers and black pants with black cleats. And the Falcons are also keeping the throwback jerseys with the black jersey with the dirty bird and the beautiful red helmets with the gold trimming. Keyshawn, I heard you don't like the jerseys, man.
I don't, man. They kind of resemble the Arizona Cardinals to me a little bit. It's the red jerseys for me. I like the white ones and the one with the black pants with the white jerseys, but it's the home jerseys, man. They look too much like the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Keyshawn here. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more coming from like the Falcons, who are like kind of known for having good jerseys most of the time. I mean, they're not terrible, not the worst jerseys I've ever seen, but I just was expecting more from the Falcons.
I was expecting more black. I think black is their color. I think red should be the alternative. I like the black jerseys.
Hey guys, I like these jerseys. I like these jerseys. I like 3 of the 4 jerseys. I like the home jerseys. I like the all white jerseys. I just do not like the white with the black pants and the black helmet. I feel like
wow, that's my favorite one.
I don't feel like it flows. But
I
flows
pretty
well. One of the better ones. Out of the 4.
Listen, I love the red. I love it. It brings me back to when I think of Atlanta Falcons, I think of those home jerseys and the all white jerseys, but I don't like that fourth one.
I mean, I can respect it. Everybody has a different sense of style here, but I honestly like them. I do see the resemblance to the Arizona Cardinals, but, we're not wearing white helmets with them. We're wearing the black helmets.
And you got a falcon on the helmet.
Yeah, and there's a falcon on the helmet. I mean, it says, rise up on the inseams. I mean, I like the jerseys. Unlike Ryan, my favorite one is the one with the white jersey and the black pants with the black helmet. Obviously, my favorite overall is the throwback one. Those red helmets are beautiful. I would love if that was just our primary. Every home game, we wear the red helmets and the Dirty Bird black jerseys. I love those. But overall, I'm not opposed to it. When I think about old school Falcons football, I think of those beautiful red jerseys. So I'm actually not opposed to them being back here as we try to go into a new age of Falcons football because things have been rough recently. And a lot of those struggles have revolved around the quarterback position. And one of the biggest moves in recent years at the quarterback position for the Falcons has been the signing of Kirk Cousins, who came over from the Minnesota Vikings after an Achilles injury and looked to revitalize his career here in Atlanta, got a massive deal, where we also doubled down and drafted Michael Penix Jr. right after. Well, obviously, we're still talking about it, so it didn't go very well. The Kirk Cousins era in Atlanta is not one that a lot of people, myself included, are going to look back at and smile. And now he is out as an Atlanta Falcon and just signed a 5-year, $170 million deal with the Oakland Raiders. Ryan, how does his agent keep doing this?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's got to be something on his resume. I mean, he's already got a pretty good resume, but they got to be saying to all these guys that he's like 22 years old coming out of college still. But he's a veteran, and he's getting a lot of money, which is insane. I think this deal is absurd, a 5-year deal for how old he actually is. I don't think he can go 5 more years. Plus, the Oakland Raiders are drafting Fernando Mendoza, so I think this deal is honestly just a half-year deal to get Mendoza ready to play for Oakland, and then Mendoza's going to take over, and then the only time that Kirk Cousins is going to see the field is if Fernando Mendoza somehow gets hurt.
Yeah, this is a 5-year, $172 million deal, but I'm looking at the details here. It kind of goes as if he's not getting the whole entire deal. It's more looking like a 1-year, $20 million guaranteed deal.
Because only $20 million is guaranteed.
Right. I'm still trying to understand it, trying to find the details and all, but it doesn't seem like he's getting a whole contract. But, just to put that in reference, that he passes Tom Brady for the most money made in the NFL history. So, I mean, the man's agent, hey, test that guy, investigate him. You got to investigate. There's obviously something going on that we don't know about.
To represent me
literally
in life.
I don't know how he's getting away with this. This is twice, by the way, but yeah, I think this is just a regular veteran move that we see all the time. You draft a veteran, bridge guy.
I think it's just the resume that Kirk Cousins comes up with. I guess when he was on the Vikings, right? He had that, so.
It's not. I don't even think
it's exactly. So Aaron Rodgers ain't getting that money.
Yeah, right. He's way better.
Yeah, I don't know.
His agent is just.
He's insane. He's insane. But yeah, I think this is just a regular veteran move, bringing a bridge guy, let Mendoza sit behind him for half a year or a year or so, and let everything fall in place from there. But I mean, I don't think there's nothing that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I was kind of thinking, too, with the move is like, okay, maybe just bring in Kirk Cousins to give Mendoza kind of a little bit of a competition heading into the fall season. But $172 million, though, just to sign a bench guy, I think that's just a little insane in my opinion.
It is, and honestly, that's when you go back to the clause that Keyshawn just mentioned. There's only $20 million guaranteed out of that entire 170. I don't really understand even signing him to that hopeful 5-year, $170 million deal, but it's really just to bring him in as a bridge quarterback for Fernando Mendoza. Because when you really look at the strengths of both players, Kirk Cousins at his best and Fernando Mendoza now as a prospect, they play very similar. Mendoza has a bigger frame, obviously, and is a better athlete. When you look at them as a passer, they're both extremely accurate, rely a lot on timing and rhythm with their offense, and they don't have the biggest arms in the world. Like, Fernando Mendoza has a better arm than I think Kirk Cousins at his best, but they still play the game very similar. So when you bring in a guy like Kirk, I feel like he's the perfect guy to kind of teach and let Fernando Mendoza learn behind for like the first half of the season or the first full season of his first year, because it's a guy he can learn a lot from. He's seen a lot of different systems in the NFL, be a great person to study behind and kind of mold your game after. Because let's be real here, Kirk Cousins signed here for a reason. He knows he's not the long-term answer. We all know, everybody knows, Fernando Mendoza is already reading the Raiders playbook. But Clint Kubiak is a genius offensive coordinator who's their new head coach, and he knows as well as all of us in this room know, you don't want to start a rookie quarterback if you don't have to. Now, some guys are just plug and play. They're just ridiculous. But even in those cases, you really want them to sit back, learn the system, and really catch up to NFL speed before you play them. And this is the perfect chance, and I love this for Fernando Mendoza, because this will allow him to sit back behind a savvy veteran that's seen everything there is to see in the NFL and really get comfortable before having to get out there and save the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great pickup for the Raiders. I mean, a good veteran. He's a great one to learn behind too. He's played at some of the highest levels. He's produced some great stats and played on some phenomenal teams with some great teammates. So I mean, this is a smart move for the Raiders. I like what they've done. My expectation is let Fernando Mendoza sit for a while, because the Raiders don't have much to work with anyway.
Exactly.
They're not making a playoff push. They're not ready now, so it doesn't really make sense to kind of throw your first round pick out in the fire right away. Kind of get some supporting pieces around him, and then you ship off Kirk Cousins, because he's not getting that much guarantee. He could play this season, then you could cut him, and that contract, that 5-year contract, goes to waste. So I mean, it's pretty smart deal for the Raiders.
And Richard, you made a really good point, especially when you said Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza are really similar play styles. And I think that's also that has to be a reason that they bring Kirk Cousins in the Raiders.
For sure.
They probably saw that, or most likely did see that, and they're like, this is a good learning opportunity for a rookie coming into the NFL who has had a heck of a college career. And I think it's a great thing for Fernando Mendoza, and I think it's just going to make him better.
Me and you both. Now, that is all the time we have for Sports Pack today. Before we get out of here, I want to remind you that this weekend is the UWG Legends Invitational Track Meet. This Friday and Saturday, pretty much all day, because that's how track meets ride, y'all. You have a chance to sit back and enjoy top-of-the-line Division I competition on the track and in the field right here in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia. That is right up here past Arborview on campus. There are signs all over campus pointing you in the right direction. Do not miss out. You have 2 opportunities, Friday and Saturday, to watch our athletes compete at the highest level. Also, Wolfstock 2026 is next Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom. That is next Thursday, April 9th, from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom. The biggest concert event at UWG, Wolfstock 2026, brought to you by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. Like I said, that's all the time we got for Sports Pack tonight. We'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, this coming Monday. Have a great weekend. Have a great holiday weekend, I should say.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Passover, whatever it is you're celebrating. Enjoy your holiday weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. This is Sports Pack on Wolf Sports Network.